Charlie, this message is for you. And I'm going to give you a background on me before I tell you on what I think will help you. What's important to know is that when you're trapped in depression, you'll stay in depression. There's hippocampi, it's plural, that are in the back of your brain. If you're depressed long enough, then you get a chemical imbalance and you can't get out of it. You're trapped. People are looking at you going, I don't get it. Why can't you get out of depression? And there are people that don't understand depression. There are people that haven't experienced it. As you know, or maybe you don't, but I'm going to tell you, when you're depressed and people have empathy for you, there are people that don't know what it feels like to be suicidally depressed. When they have compassion, like I do, they recognize it, they've experienced it. I was in bed for 2 years and 2 months. I never left the room. Now, people that watch that are going, what? You will? You talk too much. Yeah, and I'm out of depression now. And I remember being depressed and hearing people say they're out of depression and didn't like it. So I know how you feel. And I'm not bragging about anything. But somebody's like saying, oh, I got all these followers, or isn't life great? Look at my Ferrari. I'm like, look at your Ferrari. It doesn't matter. None of the material stuff matters. So you got a sense of what I've been through. And I've been depressed. I've been depressed 4 times. 4 times out of my life. And they've been like a couple of years each time. One of them was homelessness while I was depressed. Oh, it was brutal. Don't even get me going on the Salvation Army, getting paid $1 and them threatening to kick you out. I don't like the way they take advantage of homeless people. There, I said it, sorry. But there is hope, and this is what you got to do. And I know you don't want to do anything when you're depressed. I know it. And I haven't taken this advice. I'm hoping you're going to take it. I didn't take it when I was depressed. But you got to do everything in your power to get out and walk. Doesn't matter if it's through the woods, so it could be by yourself, out in the street, but you got to walk. You got to walk, you got to walk, you got to walk. And the reason you want to walk is because you've got to move. You need to be present. Right now you're trapped in the past, or you're trapped in the future, or both. The past, you can't change. It's called looking in the rearview mirror. You can't do anything about it. And the future, the way things are going with Biden, we're all going to burn. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, Arizona, man, it's like, I get 200 views on a video, and for some reason everybody knows who I am. It's really kind of strange. Get up and walk. Do that simple thing. Take my number. You know who to get my number from. And call me. And I'll talk to you personally. But I wanted to say this to you because there's a lot of people out there that are depressed. You don't know it because you're depressed and you're hiding too. And I know when you're depressed, you got 90% is going to go wrong when you walk out the door. When you're not depressed, like I'm not depressed right now, 90% is going to go right. I've been there. I stayed offline. I watched videos and resented Christians for saying praise Jesus. I'm saying it all the time now. But I know the depths of depression. I know giving up hope. The emotion's deep because I have compassion for you. I beg of you to simply walk a mile and then come back. And then the next day, walk 2 miles. Slowly but surely, you're going to start to feel better about yourself because you're doing something instead of just being depressed. And when you're walking, you're not focusing on your mind. You're focusing on the steps that you're taking. You're focusing on the steps you're taking. So be present. Do whatever you have to do to be present. Keep yourself busy. If you don't want to leave the house, do dishes or something, or sweep a floor. Do something that accomplishes something. And slowly but surely, you're going to build up to a point that you're going to say, and it's going to be a miracle. It's always been a miracle for me, that you're going to want to go outside. It's true. You're going to want to go outside. And you don't want to kill yourself because it's too darn permanent. And you're going to get out of this. I know you don't believe it right now, but you will get out of this. If I can get out of it, you can get out of it. Pray to Jesus. Put yourself to action. Prayers in the dark, just sitting in the closet. God can't use those. The only way God can use those is if you put it into action. You start walking. You start doing something. You gotta do something. I'm gonna post this, and the message is for you. Nobody knows who you are. It's only a first name. But people need to hear this because there's so many people like you and I that struggle with depression. It's real, and Lord knows there's a lot more depression since they did the whole jab thing. I can't even say it because I'm going to post this on YouTube, but just walk a few steps. It's called baby steps. It's kind of obnoxious, baby steps, but just move, and then call me back with a praise report. I'm ready, because it will come if you listen to me, and I pray that you do. Thank you. If you're still here watching this, you listened to the whole video, and I'm grateful for that. God bless you, brother. It's going to be okay. You don't want to hurt yourself right now and then get better and have I've got a friend that chopped off his left hand. So he's got a stump for the rest of his life while he was depressed. Now when he's not depressed, he's got a stump. I figured if I jumped out of a building right now, well, not right now, but when I was depressed and I broke into 7 pieces, I'd have my arm laying on my head and, my knee touching my face, and I'd still be alive. Because God has something for you, and he's got something for me. He does. I know you don't believe it, but he does.